Well, our wonderful friend David Cutler is with us live via telephone. He is now the executive director of the EFG, the Erber Family Gesher programs for both young men and young women in the holy city of Jerusalem. All this, of course, is part of Aish, what we know as Aish Torah. They got into the post-high school education field a few years back. And from what we hear, things are going pretty well. Right now, Aish has a matching campaign that they have entitled All In for Aish. Every dollar is tripled up to $6 million, and they're about to hit their first million, by the way, in this campaign. So you're encouraged to give. You can go to causematch.com/Aish. Again, causematch.com/Aish, AISH, and contribute now. The executive director of EFG, the Erber Family Gesher programs for men and women, David Cutler. A pleasure to welcome you back to JM in the AM.
Great to be here, Nachum. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Well, we always knew, it was no secret, you always loved and continue to love spending time in Israel, and I'm assuming this new position affords you to be even more often in Jerusalem and the Holy Land.
That is correct. Baruch Hashem, I am very blessed. You're absolutely correct. I love spending time here in Eretz Yisrael. And in the holy state of Israel here, I get to go back and forth, and I'm working for an organization that is based here in Israel and does things for Jews all over the world, which we'll talk about. But it's a tremendous privilege to be able to go back and forth to Israel and to work for an organization as special as this one that is based here in Jerusalem.
When did I just don't remember how long ago it was. When did Aish, in fact, get into the arena of post-high school education for those who are finishing 12th grade in the United States and other parts of the world?
So the girls' seminary opened up, this is its fourth year, and they have a beautiful, beautiful new building, the Ivan and Susanna Kaufman Educational Center for Women, right across the street from the Assurance Shul on King George over there, and Karen and I saw King George. Right. So that opened, this is its first year in that building, but that program opened up 4 years ago. The boys' program already started in a different reiteration, if in different format, if you will, about 14 years ago.
Oh, wow. But
they just really redid themselves, if you will, 4 or 5 years ago to kind of match the same idea. They were much more of a Kiruv type organization, and now they're still doing Kiruv. What's beautiful about Aish is that they love Jews of all backgrounds. And so these two programs in particular are definitely getting modern Orthodox kids. But we have a lot of kids from public school background as well. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful place where everybody can come and feel comfortable and get all their questions answered about Yiddishkeit, why, how, and not just assume that we know why we do everything or how, but all their questions, and the Rebbeim and the staff are incredibly special. And they're in the middle here of Yerushalayim, and everything that goes on and everyone that comes through our building, which is really the most special place in the world, steps away from the Kotel.
So you were literally brought in to be part of that segment of Aish, the segment that takes care of those who've just finished high school and are heading to Israel for their further education?
Correct. Yes, I'm the executive director of those two programs, of the boys and the girls program. But they sit smack in the middle of the Aish Torah world, if you will, and their success is not, only due to their wonderful staff and their wonderful Rebbeim and everything that they do, but it's part of the Baalei Tshuva program that's part of what they do, the Aspire program for the women, the Essentials program, and the different programs that take place that interact with these gap year programs with these young men and women are a real reason why they're just totally different than the other programs, and for their incredible success. They're Baruch Hashem, both programs are doing wonderfully well, very popular, oversold with waiting lists. But I've been meeting with families all over the country I've literally gone to LA, to Florida, to Atlanta, here in Israel over the last couple months. And we're hitting all different kinds of people from all different kinds of backgrounds. And I just wanted to find out why you chose Aish. And the answer is really the same. We wanted a place that was not judgmental, that loves all Jews. and would answer my kids' questions in terms of why and how we do things. So, kids coming out of high school are not the most inspired bunch of kids, as we well know. They, we certainly did our part and try to do our part while they're in high school. But this gap year in Eretz Yisrael is unbelievably important. Spending the year in Israel is life changing and is very transformative. And it's an honor to work with Rabbi David Rossman and his staff here in Israel is a tremendous chus.
David Cutler is with us live via telephone, Executive Director of the Erber Family Gesher Programs for young men and women post-high school in Israel, specifically with Aish, of course. Aish has a matching campaign going on right now entitled All In for Aish. Every dollar is tripled up to $6 million, and you are encouraged to give and support their work. Causematch.com/Aish. Again, that's causematch.com/Aish, AISH. How are the students who are not used to the type of activity that I described earlier, running in and out of shelters, how are they adjusting to the current situation in Israel?
So they're really adjusting very well. It's funny. I happened to be walking by the seminary the other day. The apartment that I stay in is very early down the block from them. And my wife and son and I were walking by the seminary, and there was an alert. So we actually were going into the seminary anyway, but there was an alert, which is followed by a siren. And we experienced the siren with the girls and went into their safe room down a couple floors below for the main level. And everybody was very calm. They even had exercise equipment in there, and they had everybody was coming down from lunch, so everybody had food, and the staff is very calm, very really know what they're doing, and the kids are adjusting very well. It's in Yerushalayim, people are they're going about their lives, but the mandate is now to be very close to the protected rooms, and people are definitely listening to the rules and keeping next to the protected space. But the spirits are very good. Both boys and girls, they're continuing with their program. They have very, very nice Purim all across. A little bit different than usual in terms of the gatherings and that kind of thing and being allowed out. But really, the spirits are high, and everyone's very blessed to be here and understands what a privilege it is to be here.
So, David, you mentioned earlier that Aish has quite an impact around the world. It's not just post-high school students. It's many other categories. And, of course, as you mentioned and as we know, their global presence is pretty significant. So tell us what it is about this. What is it about Aish that makes their impact around the world so impactful, and why it's worthy of support from our listeners?
So Aish has within the last couple of years, has adopted 3 values, which I really think sums up exactly what we do so perfectly and lends itself as to, why we're such a wonderful organization. The 3 values are wisdom, responsibility, and love. We believe that every single Jew in the world should be learning Torah. Torah is our blueprint. Torah is the light of our lives. And everybody should be learning Torah, no matter what your background, no matter where you're from, no matter what your educational background, no matter what your capabilities, everyone should be learning Torah. Responsibility, we're all responsible for each other. We are responsible to make sure that people are finding their way back to Judaism. Over 70% of the Jews in America are either unaffiliated or assimilated. There's a ton of work to do as far as that's concerned, but we believe it's our responsibility to make sure that every Jew is learning Torah and finds their way to Yiddishkeit. And then love. We love all Jews. We're not judgmental. We love all Jews. We love each other. And these 3 things really are what Aish is all about. We have over 4 million followers on Aish.com on an annual basis. And prior to COVID, Aish was all about the in-person experience. Come to Jerusalem, come experience our discovery seminars in the Old World, the Dance Center, right in the heart of Jerusalem, right across from the Kotel. When COVID hit, we shifted to online education. Like I said, we now have over 4 million followers on Aish.com. And the beauty about Aish is that it's for everyone. There's things, whether you're, again, less affiliated, more affiliated. We want everybody learning Torah. And there's classes if you do want to drop in, but we're starting out a thing called AISH-U, which is an accredited university online, which is driven by AI, an educational platform driven by AI, which is no matter what your background is, you can literally, if you have 0 background in Yiddishkeit, you want to go learn about how to say Kaddish, that's there for you. If you're somebody who has a background, you want to just learn more about Hilchos Kriya Shema, Hilchos Brachos, whatever you want, the classes will be there for you as well.
Wow.
And literally driven by AI. Aish is driven by technology, is always cutting edge. But we're for every single Jew out there, and we believe it's our responsibility to put every single Jew on their journey back to Yiddishkeit. And obviously the center of it all is Yerushalayim, which is amazing.
You can support all the amazing work of Aish, everything David Cutler just described, and all that they're doing around the world for Jews all over. And certainly for the people that stop by their center in Jerusalem, it's an experience like none other. That's something that we can attest to. The Aish matching campaign is on. It's all in for Aish. Every dollar is tripled up to $6 million. They're almost at the $1 million mark. Go to causematch.com/Aish, causematch.com/AISH. And David, this campaign goes until when?
Goes through Monday. It's up live now. It starts, the official 2 days are Sunday and Monday. And we are in Yerushalayim to see. We're doing it with the students and with the staff and with everybody together here in Yerushalayim. But it's like you said, it's important. We have a Latino, a Spanish program, speaking program. They're also smack in the middle of this. And this is global. Aish is a global program that affects every single Jew in the world, thank God.
Well, you must be happy because you're off to an amazing start for a 2-day campaign that's officially next week.
Yeah, thank God. Listen, I mean, Baruch Hashem, we're working it, and we have it in college. I'm with Aish several months, and I have been so inspired and so impressed by what Aish does. Their work is so far-reaching, and the people it's so wonderful to see the different kinds of people that come through our doors, the diversity and the purity of all the rebbeim and the staff and the wonderful people. I've just been so thrilled and so inspired by everybody that I've met. I mean, so many of the different names we don't have to know, Rav Dov Bear and Rav Gav and Rabbi Stephen Berg, who's our CEO, and all the different people who work at Aish. They're all such phenomenal people. And Rabbi David Rossman, who's our the leader of all of our educational platforms. It's a big source, and it's really it's a very worthwhile organization for everyone to support, especially again with their base here in Israel. It's a very special and a very critical time. I don't need to tell you what's going on here in Israel right now, and it's a time for everyone to literally be all in to support, to make sure that Jews are learning Torah and finding the Yiddishkeit that they richly deserve.
Oh, no question about that. Right, Berg was in this studio just a few weeks ago. It was always a pleasure to speak with him, and he's doing a great job in his leadership role at Aish. All right, everybody, it's very simple. David Cutler, old friend of this radio show, somebody you've heard many times before. He is with an amazing organization, one that's very well known, and that's Aish. And they're in the middle of the start of their campaign, which officially is Sunday and Monday of next week. Contribute what you can and help them continue to grow in Jerusalem and with their program, their post-high school program, and of course with everything they do around the world as well. Causematch.com/Aish, causematch.com/AISH. David Cutler, I thank you. Best regards to everybody in Yerushalayim, and stay safe, my friend.
Thank you, Nachum. Besoros Tovos, and thank you so much for all that you do for Am Yisrael. Take care. Be well.
A pleasure. More coming up. You're listening to JM in the AM.